We continue our working day now. I would like to invite Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk, the spokesperson of the administration of the President of Ukraine on ATO issues. And Colonel, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. Yesterday, we registered the activation of military actions in the east of Ukraine. The enemy, for the first time in a few days, applied missile artillery. The situation in Svetlodarsky Arch near Gorlivka and in Mariupolsky direction has become more tense. Every third shelling was from heavy weaponry, from tanks, mortars and artillery. Now, in more detail about the situation in the ATO area, Lugansk direction, near Stanitsa Luganska, the situation has not changed. Yesterday night, the enemy again was shelling from mortars and grenade launches, and the result of that, one building was ruined, 3 more were damaged, as well as gas pipeline was damaged. In the next village, 2 civilians got stepped on a mine. The same situation is near Shastya, but the militants are shelling at the daytime and in the night. Near Bakhmutska highway yesterday was quite quiet. There were 3 armed provocations registered. In Trехизбенка-Крымский, Novotashkivsky, at the section of the front, Rikhovo-Zolotopopasna, was quiet yesterday. Instead of that, the hottest point in Lugansk region yesterday was Troitska. Yesterday, the position and our positions were twice shelled from mortars and twice from tanks. According to the reconnaissance, the heavy weaponry was used to the west from the Kalinova village and Almazne city. And the next direction, yesterday between 1 and 3 p.m., the enemy was shelling 3 times from artillery and 1 from mortars at the front positions of the ATO forces in the village Lugansk, and also there were several more minor provocations. The enemy's battery was deployed in occupied Voglogirsk. The military actions are more active to the north and the west from Gorlivka. In Zaitsevo, Maevskirova, 10 episodes of violating ceasefire were registered by enemy were registered. Besides, the artillery positions of the occupants are deployed in the residential quarters of Gorlivka near the Terikon station, which makes it difficult to reply. Yesterday, from Gorlivka to Yasinovanta was quiet. Near Donetsk airport, the continuous military actions continue. The enemy, just like previously, is keeping the tanks and artillery at the front line, and after the sunset, they are actively using it. Also, near Krasnogorivka and Mariinka, for the first time, more shellings by the enemy were registered than at the section between Avdiivka and Pisky. The enemies are using small provocations which are turned into lengthy shelling, and also the artillery shellings from large distance. At the exit from Donetsk in the direction of Mariupol, it was quiet yesterday. In Mariupolsky direction, the enemy continues to apply the tactic of massive artillery mortar shellings at the positions of ATO. From 4 to 23 p.m. yesterday, the enemy was 12 times shelling at the Ukrainian positions at the first and second lines of defense near Starognatyevka. Besides the mortars and howitzers, our military near Bogdanivka was shelling from the missile systems.
Also, the enemy conducts an active air reconnaissance in the east of Ukraine. According to the State Border Service in Troitsky district, the north of Luhansk region, Russia every day conducts reconnaissance using drones. Russian drones violate the airspace of Ukraine along the route Babichevo, Troitsky, Maximivka, Poltavska. Also in Tarasovsky district of Rostov region of Russia that borders on the Stanично-Luhansky district of Luhansk region. Yesterday there were flights of Russian jet fighters. In general, 3 flights of enemy drones were detected in the anti-terrorist operation zone. Over the last day, as a result of combat, 7 Ukrainian military servicemen died, 13 were wounded. The heaviest losses the Ukrainian forces sustained in Marinka and Mariupol service. The Ukrainian special services are detaining abettors of the gunmen. One of them is a resident of Donetsk who for 10 months systematically informed the so-called DNR about the movement of anti-terrorist operation forces. Another 2 women abettors of the invaders were detained in Zolota and Severodonetsk in Luhansk region. The Ukrainian law enforcers have found in Marinka an anti-tank grenade launcher, 3 rounds of ammunition to RPG, 7 grenade launchers, 7 battle grenades, and more than 400 rounds of ammunition. It was in the cache was in an abandoned, burned-down house. In the military academy of Odessa, the course of field trainings was completed. The new recruits were training to overcome debris and natural barriers. The Ukrainian volunteers are helping our military diplomats. This time the military of this Joint Center for Control and Coordination have got medicines and medical kits from patriots from Kiev and Kherson region. The officers of the group of civil and military cooperation have delivered almost 1.5 tons of foodstuffs and stationery for pupils of first grades in a children's center in Mariupol. Any questions, please? Lev Kostek, Radio Liberty. The spokesperson for M sector said that there were heaviest losses next to Mariupol. You said about 7 people in the anti-terrorist operation zone. So how many people were lost next to Mariupol, and which units sustained those losses? And well, yesterday in Mariupol sector, the gunmen have used the multiple rocket launchers Grad, and the biggest losses were in Mariupol sector. In Prokhorivka, 5 of our fighters were dead, and 1 died next to Staronativka. 3 fighters were wounded in Mariupol district sector. So the major blow of the gunmen was delivered against in Mariupol sector next to Prokhorivka. Yes, they used Grad, multiple rocket launchers. Any other questions? And which units suffered? This information is not disclosed. Thank you. Another question. All the questions to the mic, please. As is known, the use of artillery is banned next to the demarcation line. So have we returned fire in the case of use of Grad? Yes, there was an adequate response from the anti-terrorist operation forces, and as our intelligence says, a depot of ammunition was destroyed, and there was panic. There's information that they also exchanged fire between themselves, and that's the information at the moment. Thank you, Colonel. Thank you, colleagues. And the next briefing on the situation in the east of Ukraine is tomorrow at 9. We'll have the spokesperson of the headquarters of anti-terrorist operation, and at 12:30, Colonel Lysenko.